when you look at the cell therapy manufacturing, so starting with collection of cells and going all the way through isolation, selection, modification, expansion, and finally preparing the cells for cryopreservation. So the final formulation and the fill and finish step is a very high value step because the cells have gone through a lot of processing before this step. And it is the last step before putting the cells back to the patient before the infusion. So not only the criticality in terms of all the economics, all the expense that have gone into cell manufacturing, but more importantly, in terms of the patients who are waiting for this therapy. So any mistake at this step can have huge implications in terms of not able to deliver the dose to the patients who've been waiting for it and in dire situation. So what automation brings to this step, as I mentioned, the criticality of the step is to de-risk that final formulation fill and finish step. So there could be number of errors that can happen from the manual methods. And before I go to the errors, it's also, as I mentioned in my previous answer, there's inherent variability of manual processes, which can bring more chances of operator to operator error. So when you have automation at this step, you can exclude that operator to operator variability. You can have less number of open steps using an automation compared to a manual system that reduces the chances of contamination. Having a device which automates the aliquoting, the mixing in a temperature controlled fashion and also captured the data also reduces the chances of having transcription errors if you have a manual paper-based method. And most importantly, it has a application which is called CPA or cell processing application that can be handled outside the GMP. So that data recording becomes much more simpler, the data reporting and looking at the reports outside the GMP. So the time you need to spend on GMP can also be reduced because you can look at your data outside the GMP. So a lot of benefits that automation can bring, and especially PHINIA, to this critical high value fill and finish step.